Hi, my name is Zane Adam. I'm a sophomore here in Maryland, Nyumburu UNI TV once again, and we're with Sammy Barguy, recent addition to the initiative. And here we're here to talk about food trends and eating trends and the whole food industry, basically. Sam, like you see, like all these fast food places and stuff like that, and an easy, accessible place for students to go. Sam, what do you have to say?
Well, right now we're at Ground Zero, you know, right behind us, the belly of the beast, Adele H. Stamp, which is where all the students convene to get their food prior to class, before class, after class, but not necessarily knowing the harms behind a lot of the food that they intake here from the different food choices. It's not much of an array to choose from, yet students find themselves constantly eating from here. So plan on trying to entertain some thoughts and see if we can find more on health benefits and what students takes on it.
So what's applicable, like what makes this situation applicable to the outside world is here anybody can like fall suit to the fast foods that they're giving us on the go. Like all fast food restaurants on this floor, and this is the food court of University of Maryland, Adele H. Stamp Student Union. So students of all cultures, you know, they come here and then they eat types of fast foods that are honestly not very healthy for them. And what makes this like applicable to outside of campus is places in impoverished areas and like places of poverty. There's like many McDonald's, like a lot of fast food restaurants, like at the block, walking distance. But then there's not a grocery store in sight. So while we say that black people, African Americans, should be held accountable for their like eating trends and like their health, we can just use this as like an example for it's not even their fault. Really, people are just falling into the norms of society. Alright, so we're here with two students that we met on the ground floor, or the main floor of Adele H. Stamp, and we just want to get a little bit of background information. You guys can tell us your names and your year here.
Today I'm a senior, and I'm Yvette, I'm a senior.
And we're just going to ask them a couple of questions about food trends here on campus.
Alright, hello Yvette, hello today. Are you both concerned with your health?
Yes.
It's
really important.
Alright, and do you eat here like regular, occasionally, rarely?
For me, I would say occasionally. And you want me to tell you what I eat?
Yeah, and then what are your top food choices if you do?
My top is Taco Bell. Like some of my friends say, you're gonna turn into a taco sometimes. That's my top. But fries or Panda Express, but usually Taco Bell.
Also fries from Chick-fil-A?
Yes, fries from Chick-fil-A. Or fried rice and orange chicken. Panda.
Do you ever wonder if at all, sometimes not, or not at all, what process that your food underwent before you ate?
People have made me think about it, but personally, I don't try to think about it because then it might deter me from eating the food.
Oh yeah, so we're surrounded by a bunch of fast food restaurants, but if there were like more salad works or a Subway on the like main floor, which is very accessible, and even like a food co-op, if you guys know that. Yeah, if like those were on the main floor and the university offered like healthier food choices, would you guys sit here and stamp and actually change your diet towards those
I mean, we'd
restaurants?
be more inclined, but the thing about it too is salad works. Those salads are $7 when I can go to McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, get something for $3 or $5. So it's kind of like when you're a student, crunching your pennies together, and you're like, well, what's cheaper?
I mean, if Subway was up here, definitely I'll probably eat Subway a whole lot more than I do now. But as the Salad Works is up here, the reason why I don't eat it is because it really is so expensive. I probably had Salad Works like twice my entire time of being here.
Yeah.
And that was during like, what's that week that they had when we went for the step show? No,
The all-nighter week?
yeah, all-nighter week because they had like a $2 off deal. So that's why I went to actually eat there. Like other than that,
Alright, so this is Nyumburu UNI TV, and we thank you for your time.
Thank you for having
We're
me.
again in the Nyumburu house, and we're interviewing. Can you give us your name and year?
Kara Dixon, and I'm a freshman.
Alright, she's a freshman here on campus, and then we're gonna ask you a couple of questions on your diet and then your food choice here. So, where do you get most of your food from that you eat?
I usually eat at the diner because I live literally a second from there. I live right across from there. Sometimes I try to eat and save my dining points.
Oh yeah. Okay. So when you're not eating if you are eating a Stam, what do you usually get?
I usually get Panda or Chick-fil-A.
Alright, and do you know what a food co-op is?
Isn't that a place in Seal?
Yeah, it's actually on the ground floor, and it sells a lot of organic foods. So along with being at the diner, do you what type of foods do you buy at the diner?
I usually get the value meal because you get a lot more food, but it's also $7. So I used to get that a lot, but I don't have that many dining points anymore. So I'm starting to get small things like sandwiches or salads or stuff.
Alright, if there were more healthier food choices within the diner and even in Stamp, on the main floor, and it was not very expensive, do you think you would eat there more often?
I would definitely eat there more often because I know it's unhealthy, but it's kind of the only thing I can afford.
Yeah, it's accessible. It's to go. Alright, well, thank you. Here we are again on the bottom floor of Stamp, not on the main floor, and we're here with. Oh yeah, would you want to say your name and your year?
Yeah. My name is Joseph Parker. I'm an American Studies major, and I'm getting a certificate in lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender studies. And I've got one more semester left.
Okay. All right, great. And Sam and Margot is here too. We're here to ask you a couple questions about the co-op, which is right behind them. We see that you're holding a tea,
Yes.
and you're a customer here.
Yes.
Do you have any specific reasons as to why you shop here?
Yeah, I mean, I've been a worker owner here now for about a little bit over 2 years and a half. But I was a customer, and I still am a customer, for, I guess, 8 months before I got hired. And I started eating here originally because I was vegetarian, and I wanted something different from the dining hall. And I really like the vegetarian meals in the dining hall. I think it's actually one of their best things because they actually have a lot of variety. But I really wanted different options, and so I started volunteering here, and I started eating food. And then I got hired, and then once I moved off campus, after my first year, I didn't have a meal plan at all, and so pretty much all I ate was grocery store and here, and so then I realized how much my different eating choices really add up. So then I started buying more bulk stuff from here, and now I buy a lot more I buy huge things for my house, so it's cheaper. But yeah, so while I started eating here vegetarian, I'm not vegetarian anymore, but I still have a lot of vegetarian eating practices. And now I choose to eat here a lot for dietary reasons, specifically that I don't digest beans that well, and I don't digest dairy that well. And it's hard to get a lot of food that doesn't have dairy in it or doesn't have beans.
Definitely. So, what are your stances on a food cooperative? If you can expand on just the fact that we have one in school, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's very rare to have a food co-op on campus. There's only a couple other ones in the United States. This one started getting formed in the early 70s. I think serious organizing started in 1974 after there were some Prince George's health code violations in the dining hall at the time. This co-op, I think, started in either 75 or 76. It's been in different locations. It used to be at the Art and Learning Center, where that is now. But this whole building was resurfaced in the early 2000s. And so we expanded to this location from across the hall, I think in 2000 or 2001. But in terms of cooperative history, this co-op was founded in what's called the second wave cooperative movement or second wave cooperative history. And the first wave of cooperatives happened in the early 1900s, and it was in response to banking practices. Think of the Great Depression and a lot of those factors. They were founded for those reasons, also to a culture like immigrants, and so they had a lot of like multicultural, multi-ethnic housing situations. Like Hull House in Chicago was recognized as one of the first like co-ops. And so cooperative banking was a huge focus in the first wave. So then come the 70s, that's the second wave. Like we had the explosion in the late 60s and early 70s of a specific type of activism, like the countercultural activism. This like food co-ops like these started getting formed. Bike co-ops, food co-ops, community co-ops, healthcare co-ops. Even in San Francisco had one of the most extensive cooperative and commune systems. They had over 300 houses that were in a communal network at that time. But by like 70, I think 3, they had all pretty much like a lot of them disappeared. Anyway, this food co-op has been expanding slowly over the past few decades, and it's actually the most successful university food co-op in the country. Yeah. Does anything need clarification? I blew through that.
No, you're
Okay. A couple other questions. Can you explain to the audience what exactly a food co-op is, its intentional purposes, and then what the significance of not needing to use debit cards or credit cards?
Yeah. So like, there's different types of food co-ops. Like this one is a membership-based co-op. Anyone can come here and shop, and we try to set prices at a level that's affordable for everyone. Some food co-ops are membership-based, so you become a member and then you get a discount. Some cooperatives don't have a not-for-profit focus, so ours is not-for-profit. We're not a non-profit because like it's hard to run a business as a non-profit. We're not-for-profit, so like we don't have that same status. Some cooperatives like are just like shared ownership. So like my mom, for example, she actually has some property in Ocean City, and it's a trailer park, and they're recognized as a cooperative because everyone are joint owners. With that being said, it still is hierarchical, and like the people who own the land don't make decisions. There's still a few people on a board making a decision. And so this like food co-op, we say it's non-hierarchical, and we don't have a boss. We have right now, I think it's 12 worker owners running the store, and then a handful of what we call ex-paid workers, which is people who used to be worker owners but now just work on shifts. We have a volunteer system, which is actually the bulk of our labor comes from volunteers, the students coming in. We also have community service volunteers when people get violations from Prince George's County for various things, which is actually like I feel very ambivalent about. It's one thing we don't talk about that much, but we do get a lot of our labor from community service people. I think that's our breakdown. So like some food co-ops like Tacoma Park, they're more oriented as a big grocery store. Ours is the kitchen is our centerpiece, and so we're more oriented as kind of like a cooperative fast food business.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, this is Nyumburu UNI TV, and thanks for watching.